So how many units do you need to get ungated for a category or brand on Amazon? It now seems that there is a bit of speculation about this and perhaps a rare change here and there. Okay, so as you can see, I'm looking at a post where someone has mentioned the need to have 100 units to basically get ungated. Okay, it seems this is something that Amazon has asked for, and obviously this seller is concerned and they've come to the Amazon Seller Central forums. Now, as you're probably wondering, this is 6 months ago. Why am I now just talking about it? Well, I was only actually made aware of this last week. Prior to that point, I'd never even heard of it. Didn't even think this is something that would be real in any sense. Now, before you worry and think that this is going to be the case for absolutely everything, I can assure you that right now it's not. Okay, I've done a load of research on this today, and to be fair, there's not actually that much to work with. There's this post, and there is maybe a handful of other posts on the Amazon Seller Central forums. And as far as YouTube is concerned, there's only these two main videos right here. Others don't really seem to be addressing it. There's only these two videos right here. To be honest, out of the two, this one's the slightly more useful one. So basically, all of my knowledge on this is based on this handful of things that I've had to work with. And I've even tested myself, and I can assure you that this is not the case, at least not on a widespread everything needs 100 units basis, as some people might have you believe. Unfortunately, in this space, there can be a little bit of fear-mongering going on, where even the littlest thing can get blown out of proportion, and people try and use that to put off new sellers, or to put off even existing sellers altogether, or from certain brands or categories or whatever, thinking that they will have less competition by doing that. So if you are an Amazon veteran, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been here for all manner of rumors and stories and so forth, a lot of which never came true, or were just blown way out of proportion, or just simply misunderstood. So that's what I would say that this is. I think that it has been exaggerated somewhat, and it seems to be more of a word of mouth kind of thing, because that's how I came across it. And everyone that's asked me about it so far, which isn't very many people at all, but those that have asked me about it, again, in the minority, and where they've heard it from seems to be in the minority, but it is starting to spread. Now, the one thing that I can tell you for certain is that this isn't a widespread thing. Okay, it's not everything. So let's take a look. So this is an item. This is Pepsi, actually. This is one of the biggest brands. Now, if we look at this post, they are talking about the grocery category. I'm not sure if this is UK or US, but I've also heard something about it being in the US. I don't know how true that is, or if it's a bit more widespread than that. I think it happens rarely. I think it's only in certain specific circumstances where it is the case. Because if I look at the requirements right here, this is for Pepsi, okay? This is for a massive brand. This is the sort of brand where I'd expect this sort of thing. And I've looked at so many other products as well, and it doesn't seem to be the case for anything that I've personally looked at. So I can still see the 10 unit requirement, as I've always known. I do know that if you do buy stuff from Amazon, say you're doing an Amazon to Amazon flip to get ungated, you're getting the invoice from Amazon after you've purchased from Amazon, or you're using your order confirmation or whatever it is from Amazon, you typically always do need to buy more than just 10. It's always been that way, so that's nothing new. So part of me wonders if something like that's been exaggerated, if say the number's a bit higher on the odd listing here and there. And when I say that, I mean the rare listing, because as I say, all day today I've been looking through all manner of products and I've not come across anything like this as of yet. Obviously, if you are watching this and you have come across something where you have encountered this 100 unit demand, please let us know in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. Obviously, it will help out everyone else who's watching as well. So if you've come across something, if you can shed a bit more light on a category or a certain marketplace or whatever, the more that we can piece together about this, the more people it's going to help. Because right now all I'm working with is different bits and pieces, and I'm trying to build it up little by little. As I say, I literally only found out about this week, and I only had the chance to properly research this today, and as you can see, there's not a whole lot to work with. So that's the UK. This is the US. In the US, obviously, they have this Amazon specification here. So if you are buying from Amazon, they want at least 50 units. Now, obviously, that's not 100. And as I say, this is nothing new. It's always been the case whereby when you buy from Amazon to get Ungated, there's the amount of units you need has always been higher. So that's nothing new. However, as I say, I've not come across anything as of yet that says what you need 100 units. And that's just for me personally. I've looked at lots of things, brands big and small, across different categories. Because I've got these breadcrumbs of grocery category, and I heard something about the US, that's where I was focusing my efforts, and I've not come across anything as of yet. There's not really that much specification here either. So again, I'm not too sure what to make of this, but what I do know is that there isn't really anything to worry about or to panic about. There's no reason why you can't get started with Amazon, because as you can see, the proof's in the pudding. The requirements I'm looking at for products are still the same as they've always been. So I think this is just happening in the very rare case every so often. The oldest bit of info I can see about this is from 9 months ago. So, if something was truly happening like that and it was solid, let's face it, we wouldn't be speculating. I wouldn't be doing this video and asking for more information from any of you guys that happen to have experienced this and are watching. Amazon don't want sellers, they need sellers. Sellers are a massive part of what Amazon do. There's lots of products that wouldn't exist on Amazon if it wasn't for sellers, and there's lots of stock, like in a stock sense, where Amazon run out or they can't acquire that stock. And, what would they do if they didn't have sellers? Sellers fill a massive void for Amazon. So I don't believe that they would implement something like this widespread. If they ever did, it would be the craziest thing they've ever done. And I don't think they will, because they do really need sellers. And something I know to be 100% true is that for certain products, when there is such a high demand for that product and Amazon can't meet that demand because they can't acquire the amount of stock that they need, either full stop, or maybe they can only acquire so much and then they run out and it takes a while to replenish, or they can't replenish, they need sellers. And they need sellers so bad in those circumstances, where I know that for some sellers they've actually just gone ahead and auto-ungated them like that, because they need the stock, they need to have the stuff to sell, they need to fulfill that demand. Amazon need to be the ones that fulfill that demand. So I know that to be true in some cases. And as I say, that's why I don't think that this thing is something to worry about or ponder too much on or get anxious about or anything like that. I think it happens very, very rarely, which is why I've only now just heard about it. And let's face it, if it was true, if it really was the end of new selling and getting Ungated, then everyone would be talking about it, okay? There would be no new sellers. There would be hardly any new sellers. So hopefully this video was helpful and it was reassuring. As I say, if you have any more information that you want to share with everyone else, then please let me know in the comments. Thank you.